Hello Ziozi, filthy animals. And we're back with game 2, as you can see, with Hickco against Vase the Warlord. And they're both on Maverick. And let me just check out the map. We can imagine it's going to be some kind of CQC map. Unless Hickco's a complete nutcase. And he's picked these onto something. What is it? Ocean North. Ocean North. Alrighty. So interesting pick here. Not a bad pick at all. Yet lots of the meme cars to come in and pepper around the forest on the flanks, do some annoyance. Got this weapon which is wonderful. I love the armor on the side with the the jerry cans. I imagine they're full of sand or water or something. Extra protection. Look at that. This vehicle is just awesome. Imagine the headache you'll get driving this thing around with that gun next to your ear. Ouchie, ouchie. I wonder how many people went deaf during the World War II from this kind of situation. Probably quite a few. Surprised we're not seeing the auto blinder coming in as well, because sneaking these into the back lines, extremely annoying to say the least. I guess he just thought his points were worth spending elsewhere. Decent AT guns. He's gone for the Shreks in B, so he wants lots of anti-armor in there. These things are a bit weird. The HE on them, it's alright. The heat on them, meh. But yeah, 2 vet, what does that do to it? What does that do to the heat? So it's like 31, good rate of fire, I guess, yeah, that's pretty nice. But it's only got 11 rounds in the heat shell. The range is not fantastic. It's a decent support weapon. It's alright. You don't have many options, to be honest. And, oh, you've now got the beautiful motorbikes that actually work. Look at that for a motorbike. Yum yum delicious. Let's have a proper look at this thing. Can we have a proper look at it somehow? Nope. I imagine in the recon tab we can have a look at it. Do these come on motorbikes? Nothing comes on what the hell is that? Do you know what? I've not really seen this vehicle much before. It does look kind of tasty though, doesn't it? Anyways. Yeah, of course, the infantry in this division, particularly strong. You get lots of it, and you get lots of points to bring them in, because you're not spending much points on your armor, unlike in other divisions, because you don't have expensive armor. You've got some decent planes in. AT planes will be important. I'm really surprised we're not seeing the recon coming out here, because you will need this to keep spotting for you, so you can make proper use of your AT planes on the flanks. So that could be a bit of an issue. Got nice little bombers in here. These things pretty good. Medium resilience. Chunky little buddy. Nice looking plane. And you've got a bit of big boom coming in with your Spavero, your Italian bomber. So, a strong choice on this map. Transports are a little bit on the slow side, but it's the derpiest looking transport vehicle in the game, so yeah, kudos to that. Pretty good stuff. Alpina, nice. What's the... yeah, this is the unit I don't particularly use much, but I've seen quite a lot of people do bring them in. I guess you get a lot of them and it can be annoying, but it's something I might be trying out in the future. They've got the coolest hats in the world. And the Alpini as well. I'm not a massive fan of these either, but you know, I say this division's not one I play particularly much at all, so I don't know that much about it. All I know is these things are brutal. Very brutal indeed. You don't want to be coming up against these in a forest. They will murder you. One of the best CQC units in the game. I think the Marrow's probably the only other one which will just wipe this thing off the planet. And oh, and of course, yeah, the beautiful, beautiful fighters. Very good fighters indeed. A little bit too fast, I would say, which can be a problem, as I imagine a lot of you have seen. Yeah, very good agility. It's not as... I still think that when it comes to just pure dogfighting, the Spitfires generally do win out, because they're so maneuverable, some of them. But this thing's just a little bit too fast for its own good. Good for hunting down bombers for sure and taking them out, but actually fighting against other fighters, it can be a bit annoying. And going past an IL-2, it will get blown up from the rear, which is really annoying sometimes. And then you've got the bad resilience ones as well, which do a bit of work. Again, a little bit too fast. These are much worse, I would say. The medium resilience, way, 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 way better. Anyway, let's see what this guy is up against. Oh, and of course, I nearly forgot. Yeah, the all-important, cheapo, spammable artillery. He's not actually got that much coming in, which is surprising. Because these can do some work, especially with a little bit of radio coverage, which you do get from your recon tab. Well, let's see exactly what he's going to be up against. And here we are with Vase the Warlord, and he's gone for first Piechoty. Nice division. Again, no infantry in A phase, no infantry recon in A phase. I always find that a little bit disturbing. I don't like that. I like to be able to see what's going on. He's opted for these guys in B, a fairly bulky recon squad. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Why not have 4 in A if you're going to bring them in at all? But I don't know, it's his choice. No BA-10s, which I think are a must-take. I'd take these over the T-34-76s any day of the week. They're less than half the price, and they do the same job, if not better, and they've got better availability. They're really nice, because the rate of fire on them does make a difference. 11 rounds per minute, whereas this thing, just 6. Well, 7 with 1 star. These are just better. Faster, more maneuverable, more sneaky. And I believe you can bring in... yeah. So I mean, I'm surprised we don't see one of these in A. Like, these things are really nice. There's 15 points, but it dishes out decent damage. It's got pretty decent armor. It looks like it's much more vulnerable than it is. But the armor, 20 mil at the front, it's pretty nice, really. You can actually get some cheeky bounces with this from some tanks on it. So... can do pretty good. And what else? What other options do we have in here? Oh, the BA6. You don't get the Stuart vehicle though. I could have sworn you did on this division. Was it with another unit? Nope. Nope. All right. Well, that's that. Plenty of medium tanks. So these are gonna do all right. These are gonna do all right against Alpina. He's opted for the T-34E in A and B, which is always the right choice. You get 2 cards. The armor on these is better, so yeah, it's good to have these in A. T-70s are going to be a nice matchup. So yeah, really nice choice. I'm assuming Vase counterpicked in this case, and the infantry, very solid infantry tab in first Piechoty, one of the best infantry tabs in the game. Super cost efficient, really nice bulky disheartened units. Strength 20, but 3 DPs. You know, a lot of firepower basically, a lot of firepower. And your mainline infantry, they've all got the SVTs, the semi-automatic rifles, which are really nice, really strong indeed. So yeah, pretty tasty division all around. They do lack sort of the AT capabilities though. In the infantry tab, you tend to go for it's just all moddy anti-tank rifles everywhere. So we do have a Fausty in here, so that will be doing some sneaky business. Okay, you do have the option. It's just that you don't really want to bring these in so much. You want to opt for the double DPs, which you've got plenty of. And in the AT department, you do have some anti-tank rifles. You do have the M42. And you've got the ZIS-3. Again, this HE should be 2.2 at the moment on the patch that we're playing. He's not opted for SU-76, which I think maybe makes some sense a little bit. I think the SU-85s are just there for dominating the open, the middle ground. It's a good choice there. And for the air, we've got some clusters coming in. This does make perfect sense to take out these clumps of light armor, which are going to be inundating the map from Alpina. Alpina, yeah, 4th Monterosso. I know how to say that, so I'll say it. And Yeah, but the lack of AT on the infantry side of things could be a bit of an annoyance. But yeah, the anti-tank rifles should be enough to deal with them because it's basically mostly light armor. All right, let's get into the action anyway. See what's going on. And here we are on the old Ocean North. And just to repeat myself, like in the last game, woohoo, woohoo, Dual League. Again, starting 4th of April. Please sign up by the end of this month if you can. You can find the sign-ups, just look through my YouTube channel, you can find it there. There'll be a link to the sign-up forms, or just go directly onto the Discord bootcamp for the lower levels. For the competitive leagues, go onto the SDL Discord and just give a shout out there. It'll be 2v2 league in the tab, so just, yeah, check that out. Anyway. Now, Ocean Northy. So I've got Hickco on the left and Vase on the right. And a little tip for some people here, a good place to pop an AT gun. I got this a long time ago from, I think it was, yeah, Nilla. Nilla was doing like a map review. You pop up an AT gun here, some recon into here or into here, and you can fire at anything coming down this road. If you've got a decent enough range on your AT gun, then yeah, that can be really obnoxiously annoying for your opponent. Because sometimes they don't spot it and you can just start picking off like armor and infantry that are coming in down this road without them noticing. Really annoying. But yeah, this map is an unusual one. It's mostly down to the CQC fights around the sides and like getting your infantry in around here, causing problems, sneaking through these forests. I would say I think I slightly prefer the red side because I find it much easier to get into this town. Whereas, yeah, but on the flip side, if you're attacking from blue side, you can rush into this town at the start really quickly. You can even rush all the way over to here quite quickly and cause an annoyance. But why I say the red side I find a bit better, again, for this AT position up here, plus if you've got decent CQC, you get them into this forest, you can come into this town over and over, wave and wave of infantry, even come across here and just cause a whole annoyance around this area. Whereas on this side, you can't exactly sneak across the open field here quite as easily. You need to start dominating down this road with AT weapons in this area, which can be quite easily picked off, and like get up onto the hill here with armor to cut off this infantry road, this reinforcement road, sorry, and then you can sort of start thinking about getting into the town a bit better. But like I said, you can rush it right from the get-go. I imagine, it doesn't look like Hickco is doing this. I thought he'd get a rush into this building, even into here straight away. Can be a good move. But yeah, the problem with Alpina is the speed of the transports. So yeah, that probably makes him think twice. And the benefit of most of the allied divisions is you have the jeeps and they are super fast. And from the red side as well, you can also get into the forest here, drop down some smoke here, and you know, inch your way across into these buildings and take this building quite easily too. So that's why I think this area of the map is quite advantageous. There's also the point that your opponent will tend to attack over here as well, because there's 2-3 flags to take fairly close, so they'll be wanting to attack you here. So if you meet them with a full force, then that can be quite good. You can also rush in fast units into this forest right at the start of the game, which can be very handy. If you get a Shrek in here as well and manage to pick off any armor they bring in, it just can be really annoying. And AT guns as well, and yeah, you can do all sorts of nonsense on the red side. Whereas from the blue side down here, it's not as easy. You're only pushing for one flag back here as well, so yeah, it can be annoying. Excuse me. We should be starting fairly soon. Just giving a bit of waffle for the newer players to the game and how to deploy, what to look out for. Again, in the open, another thing that people tend not to do too much is like rushing straight in for the hill in the early game, because people tend to leave them fairly lightly defended. So if you get an AT gun and a machine gun onto the edge here, or sniper or something, if you just sort of smoke off this area early and just rush in infantry, you can really get a nasty hold onto these hills. So it's worth thinking about that too. And people don't often expect it coming. Don't see it coming. But the only thing you need to be very careful about... Oh, wait. Yeah, I've done it before. Like, I've been wanting infantry to rush into here, and I want them to come down this road. But the AI being what it is, it takes them all the way down this road and round here and up into there. And sometimes that's the exact opposite of what you want to do. And vice versa from this side. Yeah, they go down this road and into there rather than down here. Yeah, I think this is the side actually where it's annoying. Hickco again, not moving all of his armor. Looks like he's a bit rusty. And yeah, judging from the first game, I am expecting Hickco to take this one. But at the same time, you can never underestimate the power of what is it? Alpina. It is Alpina. 4th Alpina. The CQC can do some serious damage. Very aggressive again with his deployment here. The flamers coming in really far forward. Auto blinder coming in. He's going to take out his opponent's flamer. No, it's not quite firing fast enough. Or is it? Yeah, it does take it down just about. 12-12. Not much going on at the start here. Yeah, the slow transport's finally getting there. The Pioneer coming in. Needs to get these unloaded. Don't want to lose them in the transports. That'd be terrible. They are getting into the forest here. They will be able to mop up in here pretty darn well. M14's coming through as well. T-34 can't see the blindata just yet. Needs to move him a bit further forward. Vase has already got the 1311 on. I don't quite know how he's managed to do that. Oh, he's got the flag here, of course. Silly me. Leader going down for Hickco. Not a good start here. Pioneer not doing anything. Hickco seems to be focused in the north. And Vase has also managed to get into the town complex here, building complex. And that's going to be an annoyance. The half-track's in there as well. Where's this? Yeah, this blindata's come around to help clean that out by the looks of it, but it might more than likely get picked off by the Zis 3, I feel. In the south, Hickco trading a little bit better, I think, here and there. These M14s, are they going to be able to take out T-34? I think they can. Is he backing them off? I'm not quite sure why he's backing them off. Oh, they actually cannot. They cannot do the damage. Okay, fair enough. But trying to get his Panzerfaust forward now, that will be able to take out the tank, no problem. Pioneer it in the light cover, just sat there. Hickco really not on these micro here. Needs to retreat these back into the forest where they're going to do their work. He's just going to die out there. It's really unfortunate. 1311. So Hickco has made an advance in the north and snuck a flag here just with a flamer. It's not going to hold that for much longer, I feel. Is this the better tank? Yeah, this is a tank that can do the damage. Oh, but he gets taken down. Unlucky. Pioneer coming through into the forest. Looks like they're looking to clear out these flamers, which they should do if they get sight on them. Yeah, should take them out fairly effectively. Auto blinder is getting shot at. He needs to move this forward and advance it. Managed to pin down the Zis already. I think that was the bombing run that came in there. If we can push through onto this hill. This is the thing, because people always think there's more in here than there actually is. But just force your way forward, pin down the support weaponry that's on the hill, and then just keep on going. you can do some serious damage. There is a S3 covering this crossroads a little bit here though, so that could be dangerous, but it's not in the best position. In the south, yeah, Vase got a damn good hold in here. Infantry coming in, and that's going to get taken out by the Panzerfaust here. Looks like the Panzerfaust walked straight past the tank, unfortunately for Hickco, but it's at least going to get a nice pick off here. Unit taken down. And what are these units? Like, decent little CQC unit. Yeah, it does some damage, but yeah, it needs some flame support in there though. It needs something else. 1410, Vase looking reasonably comfortable at the moment. Yep, still holding on to his flag here. Probably a little bit worried, to say the least, about this advance in here. But Pioneer again exposing themselves. You need to sort of give these orders to move them around. They're still getting to the line of sight of the tank even through here, but they've been needlessly picked off here. And we see a big off map coming in. What? He's off mapping his own position? That has got to be a misclick. Does he know how to cancel it? Oh dear. That is really bad. He's going to bomb his own AA piece. That is one hell of a misclick. And now he can't cancel it, I believe. So he's going to actually bomb. He's going to bomb his own unit. This is a first. I've not seen this one before. He's trying to get it out of the way. Run! Oh, this would be horrible if he gets this taken down now. Oh, Hickco. Oh, man. I've done this before, but I've not done it on myself. But I've like forgot how to cancel it. Oh dear, and now it's going to get taken out by the AT weapon anyway. So yeah, really shooting himself in the foot pretty badly there. Some light tanks coming in the north. In the south, looking pretty bad. Oh, Panzerfaust getting another takedown. Yeah, Vase really not on the ball there. He must have seen that this has been taken down already by something. So yeah, you're better off just dropping it down here on the road, or maybe into one of these buildings. But it's just still a single tick at the moment, so it's not looking too terrible for Hickco at the moment. But this off map, oh man. That's really unlucky. Need some more infantry in the north. Still surprised we're not seeing a push onto this hill here. This artillery firing onto this ridge here, pinning some stuff down. Get a machine gun into here. Take these guys out. Can do some serious damage. AT plane coming in the north. He's going to manage to keep eyes on this tank. Looks like he's got it. Yeah. Does go down. And like we saw in game 1, Vase not investing in any AA that I can see anywhere on the field, but opting for the fighters instead. And up against this division, not a good idea. So this guy is going to absolutely wipe the floor with this Yak 3. Yak 3, is he going to manage to take? No, he's gone. Yeah, completely annihilated there. Yeah, against 4th Alpina, you do. I'm not saying don't bring in fighters, but you need some AA. You need some AA out quite early. T-70s in the south now, and now the Vase over the Warlord has learned from his mistakes now. These Strelky SVTs are going to wipe out the Alpina here. Then it's just a case of how much further he wants to push. He's quite happy just to sit in this position. Yeah, he doesn't know what Hickco has in here, and yeah, to be fair to him, I would expect Hickco to have put a lot more infantry in here if I was him. So I would be much more cautious and just try and hold on to the flag, possibly get an light AT weapon into this area somewhere. Maybe think about getting an AT out onto here and just trying to cover the road a little bit. Very lightly deployed in the town. It's an AT gun covering the road at least, but there's a ZIS-3 covering this road slightly. This ZIS needs to be repositioned. It's a bit too far into the cover. It needs to move out around here somewhere. Have a better line of sight. But the battle is raging in the north still. The planes are coming in, and the Ju-87 picking out another piece of armour. Just a light piece of armour this time, but still, the SUs are really obnoxious and perfect weapon for taking out the light armour that Hickco has. So, nice choice to pick that off. Pioneering here, so down to one, yeah, just one man left there. This MG not in a great position at all. Yeah, Hickco needs to keep the reinforcements coming into the north, and he is doing just that. The artillery is still pounding there, and it's doing a decent job. Has he got it on defensive fire? I believe he has, actually. So we can take out that AT weapon, would be nice. I still want to see a push onto this hill. It's just not coming. It's just a 14-10 though. Hickco just needs to be patient, I feel. When it comes to the longer game, I think he could just bring out much more infantry and do a bit more work than his opponent. If he starts ruling the airways, there's a 37mm coming out now. Very aggressive deployment from Vase here. That's likely to get picked off by the artillery. And Hickco needs to think about keeping these things supplied. Nearly used up half their shells already, or thereabouts. But they're doing the job. It's back to a 13-11 now. Pioneering moving onto the hill. Got the flag back. The sort of 37mm. He's decided to deploy a bit further back. And a little bit unfortunate for Hickco there, because if he'd advanced a little bit later, then maybe this would have been more exposed. Where do all these infantry are going up onto the hill in this region? Fair enough. Just want to really lay down a secure position on this hill. But I would really like, oh yeah, Pioneer are coming into here. Best to deploy them further up in here, I would say. Get them sweeping through these forests. Elsewhere on the map it looks fairly quiet. Oh, but Vase is deciding to deploy much more into the southerly position now. Superi Rocks are in here. The Pioneer are probably going to mop them up. Slightly better unit. Are they going to manage it? Did they get the TNT off? No. Oh, unlucky. I think they were already a little bit damaged. Vase looking pretty strong here now, but at least there's 3 Pioneer and a leader back here, so he should be able to hold onto his flag quite easily. If these T-70s sneak through into this area, could be a big problem though for Hickco. More artillery coming out on Central Hill. Maybe he's going to start laying down some fire, possibly onto the hill, possibly into the town. Either would be a good idea. Yak 1B biting off more than it can chew, I feel here. They're both 2 stars though. Is this a low resilience? Yeah, bad resilience one. So the Yak 1B does have a bit of a chance if you can get a drop on him. He does, and they both go down. My God, that's a pretty big loss for the Vase. So for Hickco, if he just microed his plane a little bit better, maybe he could have got on the back of that Yak a bit better, saved his plane. Superzi in a nice position now. Pioneer looks like they're out of HE shells. The flame is still active though. It's only 1 hit point left though. One guy with multiple weapons. Looks like Hickco's got the north. You've got a decent amount of support in there, but he needs to keep it coming in. The artillery's laying down a lot of work though. Lost the flag temporarily here, and I do feel it temporarily. You can get it back fairly soon. That's a T-34 coming in though. And we've got some AA coming out. these things are decent in the AT department as well, so we've got a decent rate of firing the AT gun, so not a bad choice putting one back here. Another one over here I feel maybe a bit too much, but it's really doubling down on the northern push. In the south, not moved any of these units as of yet, they're just sat on the edge of the forest. They should be able to deal with these fairly effectively though. T-70s are not quite moved up much further as of yet, but very threatening position from the Vase in the south here. If he manages to push him off both of these flags, then I don't really know how Hickco will get back in. Oh, these are not artillery pieces, these are support weapons. Very strange choice. Needs to reposition these onto the edge of the hill. Possibly one into here, one out to here. 1410 is still on. And the Vase has pushed back in onto the hill here. At a cost though. The artillery is raining down on him, pinning his infantry. Pioneers are still in the forest to the far north. Could do with a nice bombing run coming in here. Expose this 37mm, pick it off. And now we are running out of HE. Last few rounds coming out from his artillery. Hopefully he's got his eye on the ball and will spot that. Bringing out more of these guns. I'm not quite sure why. I believe they changed these recently, didn't they? In the patch where they now come out in faster transport, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I remember something mentioned. It might have been in I think it might have been in SIL actually, the Liberation Division for the Allies. In the south, Vase finally decided to push in here. He's moved up to his Pioneer, and they've done some damage, but they've not managed to do the trick completely. The other Pioneer, for some reason, is out in the open doing nothing. So it's lost a flag. It's been double ticked now. The T-70s move around, taken out the M14. This other T-70's moved up, has got control of this reinforcement road, and now I don't see much good coming from this from Hickco. He's bombing into the forest. I think he's going to miss everything here. And yeah, misses everything. Does like a tiny midget bit of stress on a T-70, but that's absolutely meaningless. And Hickco at least thinking wisely here and deploying off of the main road here. But this T-70 is probably going to pick off this Alpina. Or the T-34 as well. Stuck in a crossfire between two tanks. If he can get his Pioneer unloaded into this forest, then he has a good chance of getting his flag back and holding it. So Pioneer will be able to flame the T-70s as well. And he's bringing in more of this. This is the artillery, and he does need to pound this area really badly. Being double ticked now. It's unloaded the Pioneer, which is a wise choice. The T-70 has got eyes on it now. AA pieces coming in. He needs to unload this one. It should be able to take out the tank actually from this range, if he unloads it. But he's unloading it in the I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, Hickco not playing well here at all. I don't know where his eyes are at the moment. Looks like he was trying to pepper things down onto the hill, and this will be the opportunity. He's taking out the AT gun. He's going to take out the support weapon here as well, possibly. He needs to start advancing onto the hill. He needs to be aggressive somewhere. The AA gun did unload, and it did take out a T-70 fairly easily. Does the cannon have some HE on it? It should be able to shoot these infantry as well. It should be advancing this one forward to help pick off the infantry. Bomber coming in now. This should do the trick. Much better shot here. The OBs here as well with a good shot. And I think all this is going to get wiped out now. Yep. Superior Rock's in a tricky little position here. But the Alpina should be able to get round and deal with them. Bit of decent loss, but it should be able to deal with them. And here comes a wave of light tanks. I'm not sure why they're coming out into the open here. Well, actually, I guess because they can't really match up against with T-34. But the P-26 should be able to take out that thing. Yep. It has the ability to take out the armour. Just needs to bring a few of them in at once. He's got how many here? He's got 2 here. Needs an AT weapon back here. He doesn't know what's in the forest here though, which is fair enough. The Alpina are making their way across. 59 is still on. And this plane is going to go down. That IL-2 is surely going to go down, yeah. In the north, Vase also pushing into this area, probing away a little bit here and there. He's got the flag already. The artillery is not being resupplied, unfortunately. If this was resupplied with a truck and it kept on pounding over here, then there's a decent chance Hickco can get back onto this flag. Just put them on defensive fire and leave them be. It would do the job. But I think it's just a matter of time before Hickco does manage to get this flag back, which will buy him probably something like 7-8 minutes, something like that. But definitely needs to be more aggressive. And here we go. I think he's going to get the flag back any second now, and he's going to have like actually around about 9 minutes left once he gets it. And there we go. Yeah, 9.5 minutes. Needs to get 2 flags back as soon as he can. 30 minutes remaining. In the north though, he is under pressure. He's got some reinforcements that come in. They will be able to take out the superior rocks, just with sheer numbers of them. And they go down. So nice move there by Hickco. M15 being taken out. This T-34 is being extremely annoying on this hill. He's not quite got the right line of sight though. He needs to get some recon into here to spot for him down the road. If this supply truck can get him around here, that's going to be really good. But I've got a horrible feeling the T-34 is going to take him out. Bomber run coming in. Can he deal with the infantry in this forest? That would be good if he could do that. It has got his bomb load off. The supply truck has managed to stay out of the way of the tank. But the bombing run is going to miss again. Just about managed to pin 1 unit, so that is something. Yak-19, Yak-1B coming in, but repulsed by the AA and taken out as well. 1410 still on, 8.5 minutes now. In the south, good advance here by Hickco, maybe a touch aggressive, but he needs to do something here. All his light tanks are going to be picked off by this 85mm if he's not careful. Needs to keep them firing. Are they going to manage to pin down this 85mm? Desperately needs them to. Can keep these 3 alive, that would be wonderful. Can he do it? He might lose 1 more here. Yeah, 1 more goes down, but it is pinned now. The infantry are popping out the forest. There's another AA piece in here, 37mm, just decimating the pioneers. More pioneers coming round. Again, not the best attack route. They're going to expose themselves. Probably better to go round this way and through here. The light tanks might get flamed to pieces by the subversive rocks. Only got 1 flamer, but 1 is enough on a light tank like this. Could do the job. Or possibly not. I think they're going to get taken down. Yeah. P-26 coming in now. If we can get this out, covering the road a little bit here, should cut off any armour coming down. We've got 2 T-34s coming down there. In the north, meanwhile, the artillery, well, one of them is back online, the other one's just out of the resupply area, which is unfortunate. Pioneer coming in should be able to clean out this forest fairly effectively. Elsewhere, we're not really seeing much of an advance. Hickco's just looking around carefully, trying to keep his units alive. The Splindarter's not going to do anything to his T-34, but the bombs might, not quite. Does get it fallen back. Splindarter might get a lucky side shot in here. But nope, doesn't look like it. More T-34s coming in. 1410 is still on. Hickco has a decent presence on the ground at the moment. He's wasting his infantry though at almost every opportunity, I feel. Just stacking some orders to move and attack move around here would have made all the difference. probably wouldn't be able to take out this AA piece, then send in some bombing runs. But the artillery is going to Pound Town now. Might get this flag back in a little while. Certainly need some more infantry into the south. In the north, a whole heap of Streks coming in. Really wants to deal with these tanks in this area. Oof. Is he going to get a lucky snipe off on his reinforcements coming in? Possibly will. Go. Nearly, nearly, nearly. But he's advancing round here. And this is not the right decision, I feel. Looks like they're going to say just out of line of sight of the tank, though. So he might be able to take out his AT piece. Some infantry around the back. He does have the raiders on the Pioneer, so if he keeps them alive, he might be able to sneak the flag. That would be something. Shrek's coming in now. Another M15 coming to its death. It's just, it can't pen this thing. It can't do anything to it. It's just going to go down. There's no AT. What? As soon as I say that, it goes down to it. How did that happen? Oh, so it got 70 pen. Alright. Well, the chance of that was pretty slim. It must have been heavily damaged. Just got a lucky pen off there. I guess it was fairly close, but still. It might have just been a bit of a side shot. I'm not sure how he got that off. 4 minutes to go. Vase looking really good. Oh my god. A whole battery of artillery back here and not using it as of yet. You shouldn't clump up your artillery like this. This is not good. But puts those on counter battery. We'll wipe these out fairly quickly. All these. But if one of these starts going on counter battery and hits this, then yeah, they could all go up in flames. But as things stand, it's looking pretty good for Vase at the moment. The Alpina, a whole wave of them coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They don't have the capability fighting in the forest. I think they've got like one Beretta, haven't they, which is not quite enough. Yeah, one Beretta up against like a whole swathe of SVTs. Yeah, it's just not going to work out for them. Oh, but if that kind of thing happens, then it's going to work out for them. Nice bombing run from Hickco there. Unfortunately, he didn't get right round the back there. Did manage to take out the AT gun at least. That is something. But I've got a feeling he might be out of light armour now, so not massively handy to be taking it down. Still pounding away in this area. Not quite getting this flag back yet. Superzi manages to sneak into the forest. If they get the TNT off on the Alpina, then that Alpina's gone as well. We could see some more reinforcements from Vase coming in the south as well. Start putting more pressure around. But with 2.5 minutes left, I don't see Hickco managing to pull this back anywhere near in time. It feels like he's traded far worse in this game as well. And still not made an advance onto this hill. Like I've said many times, it can be so easy to get onto here, but people are just scared of making that, well, taking that chance. The SU-85 here is covering the road, to be fair. But I'm assuming he can spot that, and if he can spot that, you can just smoke off this region and rush up onto the hill. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty much over now. There's a lot of artillery is out, and a lot of artillery firing. The counter battery is on now. So I think we're going to see these go down fairly quickly. There goes one with the first shot, my god. How many has he got out? Is it 3? You've got 3 of them firing. These are decent weapons. Kind of multi-purpose. The heat shells are really good on them as well. Not terrible rate of fire, not fantastic, but with 3 of them, they do the job. Lacking of the radios on these ones is a bit annoying, but Yeah, I generally like to put these, when they don't have radios on them, I like to put them a bit further up, so in a position like here, so they can also use their heat rounds on any armour that comes into the back line, or somewhere like round here. Then you get a bit more accurate with your fire. But with 3 of them, yeah, you can put them further back. Have we got any counter battery coming in here? We do. If he manages to hit one of these supply trucks, it can blow up and just like, could be a cascade of explosions. All 3 of them could be taken out with one shell. If you upvet these things as well, you can improve the rate of fire up to like 6, which is pretty decent. No counter battery from the Northern Artillery. 12 seconds left. Game is officially over. We're not going to see like a sneaky snipe, are we? No? No shells coming in. And that's it. Game. I think he was heavily out-traded. Let's see. Actually, no. Well, there you go. He was completely not heavily out-traded. He traded much more effectively. It's always deceiving with these kind of divisions because they got, I think he lost more units, but well, let's see if I'm right about that. Yeah, a lot of units there lost. Well, no, probably about the same amount of units each. It's just the fact that you're killing off the T-34s and such, and some of these planes, they're expensive, whereas things you lose when you're Alpini, it's not as big a deal. It's not as many points. These light tanks are super cheap. Anyway, good game. Vase, the Warlord, looking fairly solid there. Hickco as well, looking pretty good there. I feel like a bit more aggression, a bit more thrust in his play and redirecting his attacks and dictating where to play. He did dictate in the north where to play, but just kind of making a few wrong calls. But overall, good fight by both players. And that's it. Goodbye. See you next time. And I believe, what am I going to be covering next time? Let me just have a look. There's recent plot, but I've already done Reese. I might do, yeah, recent plot again. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. They look like they could be interesting games. Let me just see. Yeah, decent enough length on these. These look interesting. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, I will see you next time. Bye bye.